It was a bright morning in Hawaii. Bethany Hamilton and her best friends set out to chase the waves. For Bethany, surfing was life itself, until in a split second, a massive shadow struck, a tiger shark. With one devastating bite, she lost her left arm. Rushed to the hospital, her broken surfboard told the story of survival. But Bethany's journey didn't end there. She returned to the ocean, stronger and unshaken by fear.
I was gonna surf again. Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna surf again or like surf with me, and then just got all, I was like crying really hard, barfing.
Bethany Milani Hamilton was born on February 8, 1990, on the island of Kauai in Hawaii, into a family whose life revolved around the ocean and waves. Her parents, Tom and Sherry Hamilton, were surfers themselves, and she grew up alongside two older brothers, Noah and Timmy, in an environment full of surfboards, salt spray, and dreams of riding waves. From an early age, Bethany felt the pull of the sea. She learned to surf as a child, and by the time she was 8 or 9, she was already competing in local contests and drawing attention from sponsors. She was homeschooled, which allowed her flexibility to train and travel, and her faith in God was deeply rooted, forming a foundation that would later help her endure unimaginable trials. As her talent blossomed, she earned sponsorships and placed highly in amateur competitions. By mid-2003, she had become one of the rising young surfers in Hawaii. In every wave she rode, she felt alive. Surfing was not a pastime, it was part of who she was. On the morning of October 31st, 2003, Halloween morning, 13-year-old Bethany set out with her best friend Alana Blanchard and Alana's father and brother to surf at Tunnels Beach on Kauai's North Shore. The dawn was calm, the surf mellow. Bethany lay prone on her board, waiting for better waves, her left arm dangling in the cool Pacific water. She later described the moment as peaceful, quiet. Nothing seemed out of place. Then, without warning, she felt sudden, intense pressure on her left arm, a tugging motion she could not control. In an instant, a 14-foot, about 4.3 meters, tiger shark surged upward and clamped its jaws around her arm just below the shoulder, severing it. The water turned red. She clung to her board as blood poured into the sea, shock and pain racing through her. Alana's father used a surf leash or rash guard to improvise a tourniquet, and the others helped paddle her toward shore. By the time she reached Wilcox Medical Center, Bethany had lost over 60% of her blood and was in hypovolemic shock. She underwent emergency surgery. Remarkably, her father had been scheduled for knee surgery that same morning. Instead, the operating room was repurposed to save his daughter. Local fishermen soon caught a 14-foot tiger shark roughly 1 mile from the attack site. When investigators compared its jaw size with the wound and the bite marks on her broken surfboard, they confirmed it was likely the same shark. The board she had been riding that day, sliced by the predator, became a powerful artifact, now on display in museums, representing both the violence she survived and the battle she would wage thereafter. Even as she lay in recovery, Bethany refused to surrender her dreams. Her faith sustained her. She leaned on her relationship with God, her family, and her resilient inner voice. Within 26 days of the attack, Bethany returned to the water, learning to paddle and surf using her legs and one arm. Her father modified a surfboard, making it longer, thicker, and adding a handle to suit her new style and help with stability and maneuvering. By January 2004, just a few months later, she entered her first competition post-attack, placing 5th in the women's open division. Over the following years, she re-entered national and professional circuits, claiming her first national title in 2005 in the Explore Women's Division of the NSSA Championships. In 2007, she began competing full-time on the pro circuit. As her athletic career advanced, she also became a global inspiration. She co-wrote her memoir, Soul Surfer, A True Story of Faith, Family, and Fighting to Get Back on the Board in 2004, which later became a major motion picture. She has made countless appearances as a motivational speaker, offering her message of perseverance, faith, and hope to audiences all over the world. In her public life, she often emphasizes that strength does not come from avoiding hardship, but from facing it. That fear may follow you, but it does not have to define you. She married Adam Dirks in 2013, and they now have 4 children. Yet she continues to surf, to teach, and to live as proof that life after trauma can be full, rich, and meaningful. Today, when people look back on that horrifying morning, they often see a story of tragedy. Yet for Bethany, that moment became the turning point that revealed an inner strength she never knew she had. Her journey reminds us that our greatest wounds can become the foundation of our greatest testimony. And so, whenever waves call her name, she paddles toward them, not in denial of the danger, but in affirmation of her resolve. A living testament that courage, faith, and love can carry you beyond what you ever believed possible.